Hello everyone, I am Anuja Shrivastava and today I am going to teach the rest of the topic of chapter 3 ecosystem. In previous video I already discussed you about the biotic components of the ecosystem. So related to this, the next topic of this chapter, it is the food chain. So when we are just listening the name food chain, so what is the meaning of food chain? It is related, that means the chain which is formed through the feeding relationship. That means one organism depend on the other for their food requirement, and this food requirement makes a chain like structure. That chain is known as the food chain, and in proper way we can write it is a feeding relationship between the different organism through which energy is transferred step by step, and from where? From producer to the consumer. That means the producers are going to make the food, and from that food one organism is going to take nutrition from one to the second, from second to the third. That means the energy is transferred in the steps from producer to the primary consumer, from primary consumer to the secondary, and the secondary to the tertiary. So this type of energy transmission is known as the feeding relationship or food chain. So food chain, that means it provides energy. The food chain may be of different types. Just I am going to show you a small food chain as well as also the longer food chain. So the smallest food chain which is present in the environment, that is corn. This corn, it is going to consume by the, who is going to consume? Rat. And this rat, it is going to consume by the owl. That means this is only the 3-step food chain. Here one more we can write, the plant is going to consume by the deer, and deer is going to consume by the lion. So this is only the 3-step food chain. The another food chain I am going to write, that will take the 4-step. Suppose carrot is there, carrot is consumed by the rabbit. This rabbit, the rabbit is consumed by the fox, and the fox, it is going to consume by the lion or tiger, anyone. That means this is the 4-step food chain. One is the 3-step food chain, one is the 4-step food chain. Another I am going to write the multiple step food chain, that is the grass. The grass is consumed by the grasshopper. Now this grasshopper is going to consume by the frog. Now the frog, it is going to consume by the snake, and the snake, it is going to consume by the eagle. That means here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps are there. So this is the 5-step food chain. So these are the different types of food chain which determines the feeding relationship, how the energy is transferred. Suppose सबसे पहले here corn is there, who make the food from the sunlight, then from the card energy is transferred to the rat, and from rat energy is transferred to the owl. Here सबसे पहले carrot, it is a producer, it takes the nutrition, it makes the food by the process of photosynthesis, then from here energy is transferred in the primary consumer, then secondary consumer, then the tertiary consumer. So this type of food chains are there which is present in the ecosystem. Now look at here, this diagram is there. I had already written here grass or grains, that means these are the producers. So this grass or grain, it is only and only consumed by the rat? No, it can be consumed by the birds, it can be consumed by the insect, it can also be consumed by the butterfly. That means one thing can be consumed by the different organisms. And here the rat, it is going to consume by the cat. The birds, it is going to consume by the cat, that means cat is going to consume rat as well as bird also. Now the bird, it is going to eaten by the eagle. Okay, now the grains which is going to eaten by the insect, can be eaten by the frog. Frog is also eaten by the eagle, frog is also eaten by the snake, and snake is eaten by the eagle. That means there is no sequence here. मल्टीपल फूड चेन्स आर इन्वॉल्व नेचुरली इन द एनवायरनमेंट, मतलब बहुत सारी फूड चेन आपस में इन्वॉल्व होती है नेचुरली इन द एनवायरनमेंट, एंड दिस मेक्स द कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर. दिस कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर इज नोन एज द फूड वेब. That means only one organism is not going to eaten by only one, they can be eaten by the different other organisms. So what is food web? It is complex web like pattern of multiple food chains connected naturally. Okay, so this is the food web. It is a complex structure. Now next topic is here pyramid of number. So what is pyramid of number? I am going to show you here. Suppose this is a triangle pyramid. Here the primary level is of producer, then primary consumer, then secondary consumer, and then the tertiary consumer. Now why this type of pyramid is there? The pyramid of number, it is going to represent the number of producers and consumers in a food chain. That is what it is going to represent. It is only going to represent the number of producers as well as the number of consumers in the food chain. Suppose now this is always upright. Why it is it also showing, that means the number of producer is always maximum. Why it is maximum? Because producer provide foods to various living organisms. और suppose it we are going to invert it, अगर हम इसको ऐसे inverted कर देते हैं और यहाँ पर producer आ जाएगा, so it is possible that producer is consumed by the producers का यहाँ amount क्या हो जाएगा? It will be decrease. और जब ये decrease हो जाएगा, so ऊपर वाले level के लिए क्या है? Food बचेगा ही नहीं. That's why it is always upright, it is always straight, the maximum amount of always the producers. So what is pyramid? It is a representation of number of producers and consumers in a food chain. Okay, so related to this, one more topic is there which is very, very important. That is the energy flow in the ecosystem. That means how the energy of flow is there. So I am going to draw one food chain over here. That is the, suppose first is the producer, then primary consumer, then secondary consumer, and then tertiary consumer. Okay, now this producer, that means all the green plants, they are going to make the food. That means these are going to make the food by the process of photosynthesis, and these are going to utilize the solar energy. So when these are going to utilize the solar energy, they are just going to make the food and they get the 100% energy. Okay, now that means 100% solar energy is utilized by the producers. Now when they are going to make this 100% energy, so this 100% energy it is going to utilize by the plants, by the producers. जब ये energy obtain कर रहे हैं तो it is very necessary they are also going to utilize this energy. So when they are going to utilize energy for their metabolic processes, for heat producing, for the another thing, so they use approximate 90% of energy. They use 90% energy and they store 10% energy. That means complete 90% is utilized by the producer and they store only 10% energy. That means one primary consumer is going to take the producer, they are only get the 10% energy. Now this 10% energy is going to take by the consumers. So this 10% energy is taken by the consumers. Now from this 10% energy again they are utilized the 90% of this 10% energy and only 1% energy is stored here. That means again 1% is stored here. Now this 1% energy it is going to the secondary consumer, and again this 1% energy में से 90% energy is utilized by the secondary consumer and rest of the 10% energy, that means 0.1% is stored in the secondary consumer and that is going to transfer to the tertiary consumer. So in this way you are just observing everywhere only 10% energy is transferred. That means this is also known as the 10% law कि हर एक स्टेप में फूड चेन के केवल 10% एनर्जी ही ट्रांसफर्ड होती है और रेस्ट ऑफ द 90% एनर्जी इज यूटिलाइज्ड बाय द ऑर्गेनिज्म. ओके, एंड द फ्लो ऑफ एनर्जी इन द इकोसिस्टम इज ऑलवेज यूनिडायरेक्शनल, एक ही डायरेक्शन में होता है. इज इट पॉसिबल दैट टर्शरी कंज्यूमर टेक न्यूट्रिशन? दैट मीन सपोज यहाँ पर अगर लॉयन है तो क्या लॉयन से न्यूट्रिशन फॉक्स लेगा? क्या लॉयन को कभी फॉक्स खा सकता है? इज इट पॉसिबल? सो दैट द फ्लो ऑफ एनर्जी इज ऑलवेज यूनि डायरेक्शन, एक ही दिशा में होगा. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द 10% लॉ, एनर्जी फ्लो इन द इकोसिस्टम. Rest of the topic I will discuss in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.